What you know good, my friends? Today on You Can't Tell a Fat Man Nuthin', I'm going to be making one of my wife's favorite meals. It's called Porcupine Meatballs. And no, it's not made out of porcupines, so don't come after me, Peter. It's actually made out of ground beef, and it has rice in it, and it looks like little porcupines when you cook it. My dog's excited, so let me show you how to make it. Let's start on porcupine meatballs. First thing you're going to need is a half a cup of long grain rice. Half a cup of water. I'm actually putting a cup of water because I'm using a little bit more ground beef, but half a cup of water. You're also gonna need a third cup of chopped onions. I'm not chopping onions. I'm gonna use some dried onions flakes in here. So you can chop up some onions if you want. I'm not going to. You need about that much like that of garlic salt, celery salt, and some garlic powder. And the exact measurements, if you want the exact measurements, is a half a teaspoon of celery salt, a teaspoon of garlic salt, an eighth of a teaspoon of pepper, an eighth of a teaspoon of garlic powder. But you know me, I just shake it in there until I feel like I've had enough seasoning, and that's what I did. Okay? Then to add to this, you're gonna need a pound of ground beef, ground chuck, ground sirloin, whatever you want. I'm doing 1.5 pounds in here. Latte that in there, in that mixture just like that. And all we're gonna do is we're gonna take our hands, we're gonna mix all that together, that water, that onion seasonings, and get this incorporated. My dog has some friends today, so if you hear them bark, it's because they're playing. But what we're gonna do is I have a pan, a Magnolite here. I have a little bit of oil in there, and we're gonna make little meatballs. You can make them the size you want, doesn't really matter. Make meatballs, we're gonna fry them down a little bit, and then we're gonna make a sauce to pour on top of it. So let me get this all mixed up, and then I'll come back and show you how I make the meatballs and put them in the pan. All right, so I'm gonna take my glasses off so you don't see the glare and you can see my pretty face. Is that okay? All right, so you can make the meatballs as big a size as you want. Doesn't really matter. My wife likes them about that size. And what I do is I heat up my pan with some oil in it. Then I'm gonna latte those in there. I know. And let them sear on all sides. Don't wanna burn them, I wanna sear them on all sides, all right? All right, let me get this done, and I'll be back to show you what it looks like. All right, as you can see, I got my meatballs in there. What I'm gonna do is I'm having them like between a medium and low heat. I don't wanna burn them, but I do want them to get a little bit firm so that they don't fall apart. So I got it in here. As you can see, I'm gonna put a lid on it, let them cook for a little bit, kind of get them firmed up, and then I'm gonna get my spoon, and I'm gonna move them around, okay? All right, so I've cooked it for a little bit. I'm gonna take the lid off. Get your facial. All right. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shake it, the meatballs. See, I want them loose. I don't want them to be stuck to the bottom. So that's why I cover the lid. It does get a little bit of liquid in there, and that's okay. But now what we're gonna do is leave the lid off since most of them are, it's all loose now. And now I'm gonna brown them up. All right, so now I'm gonna turn my meatballs to get like a little nice brown crust on those. And as you can see, the rice is turning into poking out of the meatballs, called porcupine meatballs. That's what it's gonna look like. But let me get these browned up and I'll come back and show you what the sauce is gonna be. All right, as you can see, I still got this cooking. I have a nice little crust on the bottom of my pan. I want that, that's the greenies. That's all flavor right there, but I do have a lot of grease. So I'm gonna turn my fire off, and I'm going to move all my meatballs to one end of the pot, and I'm gonna tilt it a little bit, just like that, to get all that grease running down to the one end. Learning this trick from Taco Bell, my Taco Bell days. But you tilt your pot, get all the grease at one end. Now you can get you a paper towel, just like that, with some tongs, tongs. And then we wanna soak up all that grease in there. Get all that grease out. You don't want any grease. Get as much out as you can. If you need more paper towels, get it. As you can see, oh, It's all gone. Gone, gone. All right, I'm gonna put this on the fire for another few more minutes and let this brown a little bit better. And then we're gonna get you you need 2 cans of tomato sauce, about 15 ounces each, some Worcestershire, some Nuthin, and some brown sugar. And then we're gonna add that to this pot. Be right back. Oh, and some water. Be right back. All right, so it's nice and brown, as you can see. What I'm gonna do now is I'm doubling my sauce recipe because we like a lot of sauce on this, but it only calls for 1 cup of water, 1 can of tomato sauce, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, and 2 tablespoons of riz and pera. But I'm doubling it, so I'm gonna do 2 cups of water, 2 cans of tomato sauce, I'm going to do 4 tablespoons of brown sugar. I'm using Splenda brown sugar. You can use regular brown sugar. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want a little extra sweet like me, put 5. And then you need 4 tablespoons of Worcestershire or Lee and Perrin. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then a swig for you. Just kidding. And that would be awful. All right, give this a nice little stir gently, but you want to break off the stuff at the bottom, which is the greens, if you remember telling you, that's flavor. But give this a nice stir, incorporate all those flavors together. We're gonna let this cook, the meatballs, until the rice is done. I want to say about 30 minutes, 40 minutes. I'll come back and tell you exactly how long we did cook it for. I want this on a medium heat. And then once it starts kind of bubbling a little bit, turn it down to between a medium and low, okay? But get that nice mixed in and turned, just like that. That nice pretty red gravy for those porcupine meatballs. Be right back, folks. Okay, I went back and checked. You're gonna cook it for an hour, it says. You wanna cook and simmer for an hour. I'm gonna do it for about 40, 45 minutes, and we'll see how it is. So you're gonna cover it. And if you notice, I did not add any additional seasonings to. They're having a good time, my little dog and his friend. I did not add any additional seasoning to my sauce. All the sauce is water, tomato sauce, Lee and Perrin, and some brown sugar. If you want to add additional seasonings, you can, but I don't think it needs it. But let's cook this for an hour. Let's get the porcupines a-popping. All right, it's been about 35 minutes. Let's check on them. Got my facial. Smells really good. Shake it a little bit. Now my sauce is getting thick because the rice is now popping. The porcupines are porcupining like they're supposed to be. If it gets too thick, add a little more water if you want. But they're freaking adorable. You can see the porcupines porking. We're gonna try and see if it's ready. It's a little hot, so it might not be ready for me to eat. Hey, these would be like good little cocktail meatballs. Like a little for football, you know, or for a little party. This would be a great little dish. Ooh. They ready. Those 35 minutes, they're cooked. The rice is perfect. Look at that. Inside there, the steam coming out, seasoned great. Little sweetness to it, tanginess. So good. Let me show you how I plate this up after I eat this one. Oh, so good, but yet so hot. It's ready. Look at this cool little plate. Me and the kids made these for Cindy on Mother's Day one time, and I'll put it on there for it's one of our favorite meals. Hey, look, I made this with mashed potatoes tonight, but you can use rice. You can use zucchini boats. I'm just gonna do like a little fancy. Look at that. Make like a little canal right there. Take my meatballs and sauce, platate in there. like that. Look at that. Ooh, doggy. Now I made some black-eyed peas to go on the side. And I'll put it right there on both sides just to kind of balance it out. Look at that. I love black-eyed peas. And this dish is like, Curtis, there's no greens. You don't say. Now you know me better than that. I'm gonna find some greens somewhere. And we're gonna just sprinkle like that. You know what? That's so pretty. I'm gonna take a picture. Hold on. Now, did I tell you that was too pretty? Look at that. Now let's give it a taste. Go in here, get some meatballs, some porcupine meatballs, and some mashed potatoes. That's so good. That's really good. A secret to your mashed potatoes: whip them and add cream cheese, salt and butter, and very little milk. Can't tell this fat man that. This is good eats right here, as it's all over my face. Look, you gotta try this recipe. Porcupine meatballs. Next time you see me on your Catch Up Fat Man Nuthin, I'll talk to you later. Bye.